Hey, welcome back to the Nets, the home of unbiased views. Quite a few things that are happening in the world of cricket so far. And before we get to all of those, if you're coming in for the first time, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That would help me a lot. If you like the channel, give it a shout out as well. Even better. So, world of cricket, Bangladesh and West Indies playing the first test in Chattogram. As the day closed, Bangladesh was pretty decently placed at 242 for 5. They started off relatively slow, but then at one stage when they were 140 for 4, it seemed like they would end pretty fast here, but they managed to put up a decent partnership and and they are comfortably placed at the end of the day. A slow over rate, but it's a test match on a slow spinning track, so I think the target would be to bat just once. Moving to World Test Championship. Speaking of World Test Championship, massive news coming out from South Africa. So South Africa will not be hosting Australia as was planned. The COVID cases in South Africa is the root cause of having this decision made. Cricket Australia is a little bit hesitant going to South Africa, and they offered South Africa to come to Australia, but that was not well received. They were pushing for a home series rather than an away series, and South Africa put their foot down. So, which means now that New Zealand, who were placed second in the World Test Championship, have automatically qualified for playing the finals in Lords. Not so good memories with Lords and finals for New Zealand, but they are comfortably placed. They are the first team to actually have qualified for Lords. Now, what that means is if Australia had not been docked those 4 points during the slow over rate in the Boxing Day test match, the pink test match, which they won, the 36th test match, um, they would have at this stage been the one that would have qualified for that place in Lords. But not all has ended for Australia. It's out of their control, that's for sure. What they depend on now is the results that come out of the England versus India or the India versus England home series. Australia can still qualify for the place in the finals if England beats India 1-0, 2-0, or 2-1. If England beats India 3-0 or 4-0, England qualifies for the finals. If India beats England 2-0, 2-1, or 3-0 or 3-1, India qualifies for the finals. So the destiny pretty much lies in the hands of India and England at this time. India will definitely be termed as favorites considering it's a home game, and they hold, they are, India is a fortress when it comes to teams playing in India. But that being said, India also has their domestic tournament starting here shortly. The Vijay Hazare Trophy starts from 18th of February, and that would be a one-day tournament. So I think that would be a nice platform for players to actually make their mark. Players like Ishan Kishan and Surya Kumar Yadav, who have been sitting in the ranks, get a chance to impress the selectors and see if they can get a nod after their Vijay Hazare Trophy, whatever the scoreline would be in Vijay Hazare Trophy. Besides that, there was also some news coming up from the Sri Lankan front, where Sri Lanka's chief selector resigned after losing to England 2-0. And on the sadder note, Lahiru Thirumane and Mickey Arthur have both tested positive. So I hope they feel better. BCCI, not BCCI, but the government of India had declared their budget, 2021 budget, and so far it has the numbers. I could be off here by a few numbers, but 2,596 crores have been announced for sports. So it has gone up a little bit since last year, and again, BCCI very well funded, so they will be going from strength to strength. A decent size of chunk of change set there for focusing on sports. So we do wish India does well in not just cricket but all potential sports that are coming through. And last but not the least, Joe Root will be completing his 100 Test centuries. He will be completing his 100 tests in this India tour. Kudos to him. All eyes on him. He has been brilliant in his Test career so far. So besides that, I guess Other statements coming in from Australia, and Cricket Australia seems to be in a spot of bother at this time, if you ask me. But statements coming through where players are potentially having a revolt against Justin Langer, unhappy with the means and techniques of training, as well as the players who have been left out. And if you think about it, there are big players that have suddenly gone missing from Australia's lineup. Usman Khwaja comes to mind. Then there was Cameron Bancroft as well, who was pretty decent. And then there was Renshaw, who was making a decent mark, but then for some reason he has just disappeared. But Shane Lee made up a statement that players are not as happy playing under Virat Kohli because they tend to be scared a little bit. I do not know where this information is coming from, but oh well, it is what it is. No one has reacted from the Indian camp. And on that note, there's also a massive possibility of 50% of spectators coming in the crowd. Hosting at the Chepauk Stadium when India plays England. So that would be something to look forward to. Not in the first test, but the second test. More updates about the possible tracks and the potential 11 coming in for India, but that's all tomorrow. So hope to talk to you guys soon. And yet again, if you guys have come this far, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you like the channel, please do give us a shout out. If you don't like it, let me know why, and I will be more than glad to work on it. Thank you, and wherever you guys are, stay healthy, stay safe. Talk to you soon.